It's Chennai Express, which is the biggest Bollywood release of the year. It's currently on more screens around the world than I think any other Indian movie has ever been. So it's already made an absolute fortune. And it's a big deal. It's an event movie. And the good thing is, I went to see this yesterday. It feels like an event movie. It's incredibly committed to entertaining. So you get big jokes, big songs, big action. In Bollywood terms, these kind of films are known as masala movies. So a mix where you throw everything in there. And Sha Rukh Khan, who's the lead actor, Indian movie icon, legend, is actually great at balancing out all those different things. I actually think he's really funny. This is primarily a comedy, and he's really good at broad, goofy jokes. Now, internationally, he's probably best known for a film that came out in 2010 called My Name is Khan, which is a much more serious political film. But he also makes a really appealing goofball in this movie. The plot is about a guy who mistakenly travels down to South India by train and gets caught up in a love story down there. He was planning on partying in West India out in Goa, but ended up 700 miles away by accident. And yeah, I mean, there are references in there to Tamil culture in southern India and about their language and how different it is to Hindi. Things that, to be honest, I didn't get. It's also incredibly long, as a lot of Bollywood movies are.
What does it clock in at?
It's 140, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so well over 2 hours.
Yeah. And so, yeah, were you antsy at times? Were you
a little bit.
bored?
I mean, you certainly couldn't accuse it of being minimal. It's it throws everything in there. But I think ultimately it has this mood of just sort of unfettered joy, really. Like I said, commitment to entertain. And it gives you good value for money. There are definitely classier Indian movies out there. But I can understand why this one is currently so massive.
Okay, some reaction from people listening to the show. Amar Lilamwala says, Chennai Express. This was a rubbish movie. What made it worse was the ridiculous South Indian accent that the actors adopted.
Again, you see, I didn't get that.
No.
That was lost on me.
Okay, there is a thin line between imitate and make fun of, and I'm afraid the end product was the latter, avoid. And also we heard from Krishna, who said, India is a country of more than 1,500 different spoken languages. Culture and customs change every few hundred miles, and there is always a good premise for a lost in translation story with confusion leading into funny situations. Chennai Express is based on this premise, but thanks to an unimaginative and illogical script, it fails in being anything more than slightly humorous. The movie manages to include most of the Bollywood cliches in it, making it repetitive and boring. The only saving grace of the movie is the main lead, whose antics and comic timings manage to get a few laughs from the audience.
And again, if you see a Bollywood movie every week, then you probably are going to pick up on that and go, I've seen this so many times before. But for me, I don't. And so, it certainly felt a lot fresher. But yeah, there is some controversy about representations of certain people from Southern India. But
on the whole, it's ticking a lot of boxes for many people and being very popular.